you know, like V, like LLA, so what? It is my suggestion to you that you put inside of that text area only one line at a time. Try not to put several lines of text in one text area. Have different layers for each one. Then you can move them around more easily, okay? Now, in this case, we're up here. What we need to do is we need to highlight what we just wrote. This will change the type, and you're going to use stencil. Stencil. Who invented stencil? Oh my God, Le Corbusier invented this type style. The car, the house, even the type style is Corbusier. And then what we can do is that 12 was too small. I'm going to make it 72. Something happened. 72 will not be happening. 70, okay, now it's 18. Okay, let me go a little bigger. 72 was, you know, it got a little pushy. It's getting bigger. Okay, we're good? Making sense? Then we hit enter. Oh shit, it was black, it was white. Go back. Okay, and then we have to change the color so that it should be black. Okay. How can I make it work? Why does that not work? Somebody tell me. Somebody knows a little Photoshopping. I always have a hard time with this one. Why is the color not working? It should not be white, it should be black.
Is there a color?
No color drop.
If I go like over and down from there, you show 9.
Yeah, but it should, you know, I understand what you're saying, but it's not really, it should be that. We just chose a color, we want it to be black. The letters are usually opposite, so they should come up black. Why are you doing that? Oh, never mind. We don't get it. Sorry. Hold right. Now, notice of what? See it like this? Now, what's kind of cool is that now it's over here. You see this thing here? When it's it can be text, but now it has become an image. So therefore, you can go in there and try and figure out what size style it is. I mean, the style you can do. But you can do this, or you can do this, and then I can come in and say, I'm on that one. Control P. See what I just did? Now I can treat this like an image. And I can stretch it. Okay? Does that make sense? And then I hit enter. That's what I did. Okay, then I can move it over. See what I just did? That makes sense? So now, once you type it in, that's why I'm telling you, one line of type, one bit of information. Villa Savoie, like that, okay? That make sense? Then you can move them around, change their sizing, everything, and manipulate it, okay?
Do you want any other text on there?
Yes. Yes, and I am going to, what we want to do is we want to put, let's see. Okay, so we'll put Villa Savoie. There it is, tell you to do it. We want to go ahead and put in, so what is the name of the building? Villa Savoie. Then we want to put in Le Corbusier, Swiss architect Le Corbusier. Look at those glasses, Harry Potter. Stand back. Okay, and then we've got that. Then we want to say, when was it built? 1928 to 1931. Just pick a date within there, it's fine. 1931, sounds good. Okay? And then we want to tell where it is. Poissy, France. Paris. Poissy. Okay, so does that make sense to you? So Villa Savoie, Poissy, Le Corbusier, Poissy, Paris, France, excuse me, and then finally 1931. Okay, and then
This room is closed. This room is closed.
Why did it go away? I didn't do anything.
Did I hit this by accident?
Did you hit something?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Okay. Oh, well, maybe off and then on. Maybe you hit on and off. And maybe that's okay. Good. Or maybe it's being projected in the Wallenhall right now. And some history classes going, what the hell's going on?
I've seen.
Did you get, oh, easy. That's what, you hit easy. Yeah, that's okay. All right, so there you go. So Villa Savoie, you just go to Wikipedia, you got enough information. Good? Let's add one more little thing to it because you know I hate when it's easy. Let's go ahead and say here, I want you to put a little label right here. Floor plan, section, elevation. Now, obviously, we could put more elevations down here, couldn't we? It'd be beautiful, huh? We could add all 4 elevations, one plan, a section, and a perspective, and then some words. Okay, does that make sense? Okay. So, and you know what I could do? I'm gonna just do this real quickly. Where are we? Now, by the way, this machine is not showing this thing here. I'm gonna do this one. There's a tab up here that is, that's not showing. Who has Photoshop open? Do you have that open over there? I'm telling you, I don't know why my aspect ratio doesn't allow for certain things to come on. But what you'll see, you see this little thing right here, auto select? Auto select, okay? So, let me, you're good. Okay. So let me show you, because it's not showing up on mine, see? I don't know. And then so auto select is on, that means that when I click on that, it goes directly to the layer, okay? If I turn auto select off and I click on that, there is no response. I have to go to the layer. Auto select is very good when you have 5 or 6 layers. When you have 40 or 50 or 60 layers, because now you've got things that are over each other, what you do in that case is you right click over it and it says, the thing that you just clicked on is a perspective, a background, and that's it. And then you select one of those. So it limits how many you're looking at. Auto select is a fabulous thing, okay? So you leave it on, but right click if you get too many layers and it's not selecting the right one, okay? Then, so I'm gonna leave it on, because I have no option of turning it off. And then I'm gonna elevations, what I'm gonna do here real quick is I'm gonna go over to the layer, and I'm going to duplicate the layer, and I'm gonna say, okay, and I just did it. Okay, so there's the layer, and now I have another layer right there. And then I'm gonna go into that layer, and I'm gonna duplicate that one. Oh, yes, see, okay. And then I'm gonna get that one. And then I'm going to here, I'm going to nudge it until I get it over here where, and you know, Michael knows very well that that V is gonna be on the line, right, Michael? No worry, Michael, I'm like an elephant, I don't forget failure. All right, so there you go. And then here, I'm gonna move it over again. Look what I'm doing. Oh my God, how is this working? It is. Okay, so all of a sudden I'm beginning to create a beautiful thing. I got words could go here, whatever, get rid of those. That would be easy to get rid of. Opposite, select inverse. Okay, make sense? And then we're shuffling these things, we're using good alignment, we're doing all that, and all I want you to do is organize, these things. You could have more plans, you could have more perspectives, you could manipulate all of these things in very, very different ways. You could overlap. Now that you know that you could hit multiply. That's the only one I'm going to tell you about. There are a lot of other tricky things in there, but don't worry. Like today, you've been introduced to SketchUp in the simplest of manners. So you'll play around, do whatever, you'll figure out a simple tool. Good. Then, this one, just organizing in a couple simple tools. That's the best way to introduce these things, because then you'll say, oh, I want to do something else, and you'll Google it and you'll figure it out. Tutorials are usually, how many people love to do tutorials? Oh my God, oh you do, good for you. Okay, so you could do tutorials and you could figure out the basics of those things. Yeah, I get it. But finally, when you want to figure out how do I turn the letters red, just Google it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so it'll just come to you, it'll be fine, and we'll learn enough skill. Does that make sense? So basically, you've got to get all this lettering and everything in there, titling, everything, blank sections, elevation, perspective. Okay? You can be as creative as you like to create a really nice presentation in Photoshop. So let's review quickly. You're going to be working on all 3 of your drawings and making them better for the next hanging. Okay? Then you are going to make a model and put it on a piece of white foam core ready for Wednesday. You are going to take the sheets that I gave you, go into SketchUp, and remember, if it's not working on your computer, come here. And Matt realizes that to download Jibu, Jules Savoie, he had to sign into Trimble's warehouse thingamajig and be able to, like, you gotta sign up, like, to get who you are, say, yes, I will use the evil, okay. And then you do that, and then you can go get it, and then you can measure, like I showed you, using the tape measure, put all those measurements on those pages, ready for drafting. You don't have to draft it in yet. Bring all of your drafting tools, including the clear print paper, a block, 11 by 17, page, everything. And then also, with Photoshop, create one presentation of the Villa Savoie using plans, sections, elevations, and perspective, and type. And the type is what's the name of the type? Stencil. And that's only going to be found in a PC. You will not find it in Mac unless you go someplace and steal it, or download it for money, or maybe for free. Okay, is that enough? Need any more?
No, we
All
have
right.
no discussion.